Hello, I'm Richard Lang, and these recordings are edited recordings of our European gathering in Holland in October 2025. I hope you enjoy them. All right. Thank you, Karen. That was very welcoming, and thank you. Yeah. Karen, I guess Amma as well, but I know Karen has put a lot of energy into organizing this, and I know how much work it is, and you've done it a lot of work, so thank you. Just really appreciate that. It's a lot of organizing, So if you feel comfortable, let's move our chair in a bit so we're a little bit closer. Yeah. Structure affects energy, right? Yeah. Make sure you can see everyone. Yeah, good. Because I'm British and we like being close and we like to show our feelings. I'm being recorded here. So well, welcome. Yeah. I have planned this talk in detail. No. The Headless Way is so astonishingly simple. So we start with the experience, which is you cannot see your head. See, can't see your head. And you can't see your head above your body. And at least I can't see mine. And instead I see you, and I see the room, and everything going on. And I'm sure that's the same for you. Is it the same? Yes? Yes. Because it is so simple and accessible that you might be forgiven for saying, well, what are we going to do if we start with it? You see, what are we going to do? What next in our lives if we discover that this is given in its fullness? Yes, I say. And we find out. But one of the things that I am very interested in is getting this awareness out into society. And we are a little society for these few days. See, we're a little community. So hold your hands out like this, and you just see your hands there and your arms, and you're just looking ahead. Now bring your hands slowly past your head, but watch what happens. They get bigger, and then at some point they get very wide apart, as wide as the room, and then keep going and see that your fingers start to disappear. Keep going and put your hands into the great emptiness. And you've got sensations but no form of hands. And now bring them forward like a child. Watch them emerge magically at the edge there. Out of the source, the origin, your nature. How simple is that? That is fast track. Say, I would like to discover my true nature, please. How long have you got? Oh, I think about a minute. Oh, easy, easy. 30 seconds. Hold your hand out. See? And you just bring it back. You know where now. You just, it doesn't hurt. Your hand disappears into the great void. See? You don't have to feel anything particular. You don't have to think anything. You don't have to understand anything. Now you bring them forward. Out, magic, magic. Light, easy. Point at the floor. You're directing your attention. You see the floor. Point at your knee. You see your body there. Now point where others see your head. I find nothing. This is genius. Absolute genius. Now point out with the other hand. Two-way attention, two-way pointing, provisional, indicates the space and what is in the space. Yeah. What we have here is the opportunity during these few days to share our different responses to this. Because everybody here, I think, will be thinking and feeling something different. See? And this is the joy of a community where this is acknowledged. Because we can hear the different responses and learn from them and enjoy them. See? So this is where this is a model diagram of a teacher and students. So if you want to learn gardening, you go to a gardener. If you want to learn any skill, you go to the teacher. And you're a student, and you look to the teacher, not to the other students, because they don't know nothing. See? Hierarchical, unicentered, see? Appropriate. For every subject except one. Because this subject, the subject, has no content. There's nothing more to see. You can't see more of nothing. Is that true? Is that true? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? I'm going to be inviting you to respond all week. See? Because, I'm jumping about a bit, but they say if you want to learn, then teach. If you want to learn, communicate. If you say, well, I don't know what I think, open your mouth and find out. Because I don't know what I'm going to say now, but I've got a general feeling. But if I want to find out, I better just invite through communication. See? And you'll be responding to what I'm saying. And you may not really know what you're thinking until you start to tell me, right? So I will be encouraging you, trying to make you feel at ease, relaxed, because there's nothing as Karen said, there's nothing anyone has to do here. It's totally, of course, of course. But if we feel comfortable to just experiment, explore, life is an adventure, see, great adventure. And so you cannot see your head. I can't see anything here. See? Agreed? So there's nothing more to learn there, is there? Would you agree? Yes? Mm-hmm. Say it, yes. Because the more we admit this in public, our true nature. So come on to the tiger, you see, the tiger. Tiger in a minute, yeah. Then the more that we all grow, and the more we normalize this in society. Enlightenment is only enlightenment if it includes everyone. Seeing who you really are is seeing you include everyone. You cannot do it on your own, because the nature of it is I am space for everything. So anyway, I say at least enough. If you want to learn a skill, go to a teacher, except for the one subject. As soon as the teacher has shown you your true nature, you're good to go. Right? Good to go, because nothing more to learn. And then we add this to reflect this situation, which is that this represents the fact that everyone has equal access to their true nature. Everybody has a different response to their true nature. This is uni-centered, this is multi-centered. This is non-hierarchical. Yeah. They both are important, but for this subject that we are exploring here, this is, yeah. I will talk about the tiger, since we've got these beautiful friends from Korea, come all the way from Korea just for this gathering. I think that wonderful, wonderful. See? You know, there was a Persian poet called Rumi. Do you know Rumi in Korea? Jalaluddin Rumi. So he, Douglas Harding found this quotation. He said, this guy was saying, he said, someone who had discovered his true nature, and it says he walked from Hind to Sind. I think that's a long way, right? He walked right across Persia, and he had iron soles on his shoes, and he wore them out. He walked so far, looking for one other person who is aware of their true nature. And here we are. Through the Headless Way, we've all got access. This is highly unusual in history. And Rumi himself, he had his great transformation when this wild dervish saint came out of the desert, and he met him, Shams of Tabriz. See, he met another person who was aware of this. Really unusual. And here we are. Here we are. See. So I will tell you the tiger story. So we say that, do you know the image of the elephant in the room? An elephant in the room is a big problem in your relationship or your family or at work. It's a big problem, and no one's talking about it. We call it the elephant in the room. And it's so big you can't even see if you imagine an elephant sitting in the middle, you will melt it. Hello. So the idea of the elephant in the room is that although it's difficult, it's good to talk about the problem. It represents a problem, big problem, that no one is talking about. See, so it gets in the way. You can't even see the people. It saps your energy. It takes all your energy. Yeah. So the idea is that although you avoid it because it's going to be difficult to talk about, it's going to be better on the other side. Once you've got that out of the way, it frees up energy. The tiger in the room, the tiger is your true nature. It's a metaphor. It's your true nature. And it's a great image for it because it's powerful, it's beautiful, it's wild. It's not going to do what you want it to do, you see. And we're not talking about it. Society's not talking about this, not acknowledging it. And it's unlike the elephant. The elephant's a problem. This is just a fantastic thing. It's the most beautiful, wonderful thing. And society is not talking about it, is unaware of it. And when we start to acknowledge it in society, it will release energy. It won't make utopia. It's very powerful. If you have lived with your true nature for just a little while, I think you'll know there's nothing like it. It's totally on your side. Totally on your side. It will nourish you every second. It is nourishing you. It's trying its best. I'd rather not talk about the tiger, thank you very much. So, why I'm saying this here is that we are experimenting. As I say, it's unusual to have a group where everyone is aware of having access to their true nature, see. And what is possible here is that we gradually, I hope, feel more at ease communicating about it. Because if you want to learn, teach. If you want to grow, participate. See. So I'm going to be very interested in your responses, my responses, your responses. I'm going to be encouraging you to take baby steps, because we're not used to it. We're not used to talking about this, acknowledging it. But the more that we acknowledge it in very simple ways, you see, the more we discover it. See, if I say, I don't see my face now, instead I see yours, and I call it face to no face, do you understand? Understand? Do you understand? Yes. Because the normal communication that we have confirms I'm behind a face, you're behind a face. We are face to face. We are separate. That's the normal social agreement. We need that. That's important. Very important. But now we add into it this discovery. See, you're the one in the circle that you can't see your own head. You see everyone else's. True?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, you see. It's that casual. It's that easy. It's that normal. You see. It doesn't mean you go wow, or have an enlightenment experience, or anything. It can be so non-event. And that's the beauty of it almost. Yeah. So when I start to say to you now, I don't see Richard here. I see you. I am space for you. It's face to no face. I am affirming this in public. See, every time I do it, I kind of grow a bit. You understand, Karen?
Yeah, yeah.
So, for example, now you just say to the group, if you like, I'm space for all of you, I have your faces, yeah?
Yeah, there's no face here, no Karin here. Instead, I see all your wonderful faces, and it's a good trait.
Good trait, yeah. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
Put your hand up if you do understand. You don't have to put your hand up if you... Do you understand? Yeah. You can't see your own head, instead you see the others. That is a non-verbal experience.
Excuse me. Beg your pardon again, please. Your answer.
Your answer. Repeat what you said.
I said, I don't see my face, I don't see Karin here, but instead, I see all your faces. All your faces, yeah. And I said, it's a good trait. I'd rather have your faces here than my own. It's lovely. It's lovely.
And it's the way it's given anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No
don't have a choice.
Yeah. No choice.
So now when you hear Karen describing, we're normalizing it. Just as we haven't been talking about the elephant in the room, we haven't been talking about the tiger in the room, but it's not difficult. And this few days is if you want, an opportunity to start to feel your way about acknowledging it. See, acknowledging it. The face to no face experience. See, it is a non-verbal experience that I'm using words or gestures to point to. And if someone, you will find this, someone will have a response to this, and you go, gosh, I don't feel that. See? Well, good. You see, you have your own response, right?
Yes.
Now, are you space for everyone here?
Yes.
That is a profound thing, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a profound thing to say. It's simple. Profound is simple. Simple is profound. Are you space for everyone here? Do those words fit, or would you choose different words?
Open space.
Open space. It is powerful, I find, to hear it. You see, it affirms that. It affirms that. See? And there are thousand, countless ways of describing this. See? In terms of being face, no face, or space for people, how would you? A sentence or two.
So I'm the formless space that takes the form of all these people.
You see, no one but could have said it just like that. Say it one more time. It's beautiful.
So I am the formless space that takes the form of all these people.
And is that a cool thing?
Pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Because everyone has a different voice. So you could say the one became many to celebrate itself, see, to talk about itself.
At this moment, I would say I am all open, wide open, and in this openness here are you all and this building and everything. But I can see at this moment.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Different, you see. And even if we say the same words, it's a different tone of voice. This is the tiger. Tiger. And the experiments are ways of directing attention. See? And we look out, and the experiments are for bringing in this direction, which is empty, formless, space. See? So just to illustrate that, if we all point at the floor, you see, that's out. You point at your knee again, that's still out. Point back at your head, we call that in. And there's nothing here. Now use the other finger. So there's a very easy way of referencing, of pointing to, of communicating about. Yeah. So if I did this, now you know, well, no, what I'm referring to, right? Easy. Or if I do this, you know.
I have a question.
Yes.
When I do that, I see my nose.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yes.
I see the space behind, but I see also my nose.
And what is your nose attached to?
Yeah.
Can you see anything there?
No, I don't see it. But yeah.
Oh, it's a very good question. But if we all close our one eye and look at our nose, I find it's huge. It goes from the ceiling to the floor. And then it just fades out. It's not attached to... And now if I close the other eye, switch eyes, there's one on the other side. But it kind of goes dark and then fades out at the edge. Is yours like that?
Yes, it's like kind of black as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, let's stand up in a circle. And the way we'll do this is you just move in. So you just want to be as close in as you can, because we want the smallest circle as possible. That's it. Yep, all right. So we call this the no-head circle. And if you look down at your own body, you'll see your legs and body, but I don't see my head above my body, so I guess you're the same. Agreed?
Yes.
Good, good. You're learning. That's great. You're a fast learning group here. That's good. So I could say my body disappears into the space at the top, or it comes out of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Okay, now you look down at the floor in the middle, and we're quite a big circle, but anyway, you can see the circle of feet and the circle of bodies, and they all fade out around waist or chest level into the same space at the top as your body goes into, I say, mine anyway. This is why we call it a no-head circle, because as you look down, unless you're really tall, I suppose, you don't see people's heads. Their bodies are headless, and they all disappear into one space at the top. And this space doesn't have anyone's name on it. It doesn't have a it's not divided up. All the bodies come out of this one space. Do you understand my meaning here?
Yeah.
So down there we're many, at the top we're one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing.
We're ready, I think.
Can go home.
We can go home.
Down there we're many, at the top we're one. So just be aware, down there, all these different bodies, we're different, we're separate, we're distinct. But at the top, where your body goes and the others, is this wide open, they call it the sky, but it's not blue or cloudy, it's just clean and clear and broad and big. And that's the sky of your true nature. So the tiger is called the sky as well. got many, many, many names. And that sky is boundless and clear. And there's all these bodies coming out of it at the moment. Now, I've articulated that, and you may not be used to talking about this, say in this context. But here's a phrase that you might think, that down there we're many, at the top we're one. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. So now we experiment. Someone else say that phrase, because the more voices, if that fits for you, you say that.
Yes. Down we were many, and at the top we were one.
Someone else?
Can do.
Yep.
Down there we are many, and on the top we are one.
This is an amazing thing to say. This is amazing. I mean, if you agree that that is true, that's what you can see, that all the bodies actually do come out of this boundless consciousness, and you're aware of it, and we're all aware of it, that is revolutionary. That's a game changer in society. It's not small, it's huge, I say. Or another one, was someone going to say something then?
Yeah, I wanted to say down there it's this immense variety.
Mm-hmm.
And here, well, I can't even say it's the same. It's all, there's no variety. It's just
Yes,
space.
yes. They fit together well, don't they? That variety and this sameness,
Yes.
the many and the one. Because we're many, and I think it's no mistake that the one has become many, so it can speak in different voices. So someone else, I mean, it might be that this space at the top is boundless, or this space at the top was never born. All you guys down there, you were born, but the space, the space at the top, unborn, undying. Someone else want to add to that or repeat that? Please.
Down there is variety, and at the top there ain't no variety.
There ain't no variety. True, you see. Is that true? Yes. Because the more that we start to admit it in public, the more we raise consciousness in society that is simple and true is true. It's not a game. It's not a trick, I say. It's acknowledging the truth. Someone else acknowledge the truth about this?
Let me try. Down there, I see feet and many things and shapes, and up here it's transparent.
Up here is what?
Transparent.
Transparent. You see, a new word now.
It also feels a bit like being a mirror. It's mirroring it back.
Say more, like a mirror?
Mirroring all the objects back
Ah,
out.
the transparency is like a mirror.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. You see, now we're starting to jam. Okay, let's sit down. Let's just pause for a moment. So we've done the pointing. The point, as I say, the experiments have different uses, and one is just to point out your true nature to someone else or to yourself. But when you've done it, in a way, you don't need to do it again. Now you know where your true nature is, right? So why would you do it again? Because in the present moment, it directs your attention again. See, and it is something that at least I am interested in exploring these few days is, what is it like to be with others who are acknowledging their access to their true nature? What is it like? Well, we're finding out. We're finding out. And one of the things that is often said is that it is infectious. So very briefly, when you're a baby, you're headless. You have no idea about what you look like. See, pre-verbal. And if you're with a baby, that headless baby's state of mind is very infectious, right? You love it, you know, it kind of gives you permission to be headless without even knowing it, because it just, you see, just, and so you kind of, you know, the baby's looking, and you just get the permission to look back in the same way, like Headless Way, right? You see. So you can see that that is infectious. Then what happens is you get feedback, and you're told what you are. And you look in the mirror, and they tell you that that is what you are. And that feedback is 24/7. See, that you've got a head above you. You can't see it, but you've got one. Trust us, we know. Right? You see? And by the time you're a young adult, you're totally convinced you have a head, you're behind a face, you're separate, you have a name. Of course, you really need to know that to function. But that demonstrates again how infectious it is. Because the consciousness in society is everyone's looking at you, so you feel looked at. Right? Self-consciousness. I look at you, you feel looked at. There's the transmission. I am non-verbally telling you, you are what you look like. And you feel it, right? You see. You're doing it back to me now. So in this room, I imagine you're all self-conscious to a degree, because everyone's looking, you see. And if someone looks at you, if I look at you, you feel looked at. That is transmission of your separateness. Really need it, really important. And you give as good as you get. So you're looking at me, I feel looked at, but I'm looking back. Do you feel looked at? Yeah, you see? There you go, you see. And you can't, you need that to be able to function, you see. Now, if it gets really bad, it can get in the way of living. And I've been there, you know, I know what that's like. But there's transmission, see, of separateness. Now when we move on, see, you got baby, see, then the adult, so headless, then headed. Now we move on, you keep that self-consciousness, because you need that to function, but now you add into it the original openness. And this is what I will be very interested in your experience over these few days. Because when I look at you now, and I'm aware it's face to no face, and I'm wide open for you, and there's nothing here, you see, and you're kind of looking back into nothing. Do you understand? Right? Now, do you get the same the other way around?
You mean if I look back?
You don't see your head.
No.
Right? And now that I have put into words the fact that probably, I imagine, my eyes don't land anywhere there. There's just wide open, vast open space, right?
From this side you're looking at nothing.
Yeah, there you go. So now we don't even really have to use the words, do we? It's just happening, you see. I call it the seeing gaze. Because the baby has got the seeing gaze without knowing it, see. The adult's got the self-conscious gaze, because you give as good as you get. It's two-way, always two-way. Then the seer, you still have that self-consciousness, so if you feel self-conscious, you're not doing anything wrong, right? It's not getting rid of that, but it's adding on to it this very freeing transmission. when you say transmission, it sounds like something really, it's just normal. Because you've been doing it as a baby, you're doing it as a child, you're doing it as an adult, now you can add on to it as a seer. So when I look at you, then even if we were talking about football, we'd be still aware of being face, no face, wouldn't we? Because it's in our relationship. You see, it's in that we've admitted it. Yeah. So now whenever we look at each other, that's going on, right? Mm-hmm. You see, that is a game changer. That's a total game changer. Transmission is really infectious. And people, you know, it's not an intrusive thing like, you know, it's just a totally natural, like with a baby, you see. But this is very encouraging because the transmission of your true nature is that easy and that infectious, you see. And we only need to name it in a way, right? We only need to talk about the tiger in the room. And we start to release its power, and its love, and its security, and its beauty, and its safety, and its ordinariness, and its functionality. It works. Yes? Now you see, I love this, doing this, you know, because I'm kind of, it's as if I'm plugging in all over the place, you know, because as soon as
But I was wondering, because we are no face to face.
Yes.
But there is no face.
Yes.
So it's no face to no face.
Yes, a good way of putting it. A good way of putting it. There are 1,000 ways, you see. But now, because we're kind of acknowledging it, now the words are superficial in a way, aren't they? But we're kind of discovering what happens if we acknowledge this with each other, you see, as a thing going on. As in fact, you can't stop it in a way. Well, it's part of our relationship, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now that is a brilliant thing to say. It's part of our relationship, this understanding or recognition or acknowledgement, and it's not complicated. Utterly simple. Yeah.
That's also, I never understood in the beginning why Douglas called everybody friends. I thought, well, that's a bit over the top. But now I do understand, because once we have this relationship that we both know our true nature, and we have talked about it and shared it, that's the best friends you can get.
Separation is gone.
Yeah.
And the great thing is, you do not need the other person's permission. We're not in a group here where we're all going to agree that, you know, there is that. But a friend of mine, his wife didn't really go for the seeing, right? She wasn't really interested in it. And he probably talked about it too much, so she said, don't talk about it. I don't want to hear it, right? I don't want to hear it. See, she didn't want to hear it. All right, okay. I mean, every so often she'd look at him and say, you're doing it, aren't you? And I think, what you mean, loving you? So you don't need the person's permission. I mean, you just, and I will stop before midnight. I know some of you are tired, but it is, I think, really interesting when you are with someone who does not show any interest in it and who's not interested in it, and you don't even go there. And let's say it might be someone, you know, on the bus or on the train or, you know, who is being difficult. Well, it is really interesting to bring the seeing gaze in. And someone recently said to me, well, it's all very well in a nice cozy group like this where everyone agrees, you know, but what about the big bad world out there? Take it out. See, take it out with you and find out if it works. See, it does. I say it does. But it is special to have these few days with people who are open to this. See, I'm very careful to, I think, not to define us too much, because each person will have a different reaction. And you might find yourself feeling resistant. I don't know. With me, that's fine. It's normal, see. But having said that, we're all here for this. And it is interesting, to say the least, to be with others who are open to exploring this. Yeah. So I would be interested, if you don't mind going on for another half hour, are you okay with something like that? So I would be interested just to go around and say our name and say a sentence or two about what it's like to be here or why we came here. This is partly just so we hear your name and your voice, because these gatherings are highly social, and it's an opportunity to make some friends, hopefully meet others. See, and we just start the ball rolling. So I know I've been talking, I'm just introducing what we're doing here, but just you know, a couple of sentences or so. Just every so often we will pause throughout the few days. We'll just pause, and good thing, good thing. And tomorrow I've got this Polaroid camera, and if you're willing, I take everyone's photo and we put it on the board, and you write your name under it, and it's a way of just learning each other's name and having an image for the whole group in our consciousness. So we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah. Why am I here? Well, one answer is I will find out. Right? I feel the tremendous power of the Headless Way. And so I am playing my part in giving birth to what I call a seeing society, where this is normal, where it is acknowledged. Not everybody will be interested, but it will be accepted that everyone has access. See, and I don't know if I can communicate this, but I've been reading Douglas Harding's great book, The Hierarchy of Heaven and Earth, and something came clearer to me. Is obviously we look out into the world from the nothing. Nothing, actually, from this eternal beauty, this eternal source, this origin. Nothing. All right, nothing, but the one. Tremendous. Let's use all the praiseworthy words for it. Why not? And I understood something recently, is that, this might reflect, here there's no time, but there's time. And the time there, and I don't, it would probably take you reading the hierarchy to understand what I'm going to say, but anyway, it is flowing from the past to the future. And this is now embracing that flow. And what it means to me is that we're going somewhere. It's not static. I mean, always changing. It's gone before you know it. But it's going somewhere. It's the future. From the past to the future. See, everybody here has got a past and a future. This gathering's got a past and a future. See, and the future's real. And there's no beginning to that. Where did it begin? It didn't begin with the gathering. It didn't begin with leaving London. It didn't begin with when I was born, where's it going? It's not going to end at the gathering, is it? Life, see. And suddenly I feel like I'm looking out on this tremendous river. Not my life, it's the one, and it's huge. And it has just immense power. And there's nothing stopping it, see. And it's coming from somewhere, and it's going somewhere. And I'm looking out into that, or swimming in that, or witnessing it flowing through like the Amazon, in this stillness, in this timeless space. And I am convinced that these experiments are dynamite. If we want the world to change, if we want to save our species, save life, protect we need something radical. Because, you see how slow change is, and we need something different from the old. We need something that is accessible to everyone, that is basically free, that doesn't demand a dogma, that frees people to express it in their own way, that respects others, that recognizes each of us here as the one. That's a game changer. Face to no face is namaste, is recognizing you're the one. You're in me. I'm in you. Game changer. Not a game. It's not a trick. It's not just a nice thing to say. It's true. And it's accessible. And every so often in history, something turns up like this that is new. See, it's not the first time. Things have come along, you see. But I am convinced that this is one of those moments, see. Because I see it working. Here we are. I see it working. This is not historically the norm. See. And if we can do it, anyone can do it. And we are doing it. And it's not getting high. It's real, It's the valley. It's the ground. See. So I am honored to be part of this. Yeah. So let's stand in the circle again, you see, and get as close as you can. See, but make sure it's a circle so you can see everyone. And come in a little bit there. Oh, yep. All right. Okay. So another image for this, well, one is the no-head circle, and no head, obviously. You look down, you don't see the head. And at the top, it's just open. And another image for this pattern is a temple, and it's sort of roundish temple. And the floor is, the ground, and the bodies are like columns, or the walls, round wall of the temple. But this, as you look down, this temple has no roof, and instead you've just got this vast clear sky. So the roof has been blown off. And there's a pop song you might know called Happiness, and Pharrell Williams, and one of the lines is, happiness is a room without a roof. And there it is. And you are that sky, and all the columns, and the ground, and everything. So rest well, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Mind the gap.
Pardon? Mind the gap. The essential experience is non-verbal. You can't see your head. To put it in words, inadequate words, you can't see your head. Instead, you see the world. That's already putting it into words, but that's a very simple, headless way of describing it. And it is obviously the most obvious thing. And as soon as your attention is brought to that, then you always have access to that forever, I say, for testing. So what is interesting for me is that this few days, this is what we have in common. And I think, as Karen was saying, we call ourselves friends, not hierarchical, friends who have this in common. You see. And it is so delightful that it's a non-verbal thing. You don't have to speak about it, but it's there in the air, so to speak. I say it is for me. And we have the opportunity in these few days to find out what it is like to be with friends who are valuing this, who are attending to this, so to speak. As I said yesterday, you do not need anyone's permission. You do not need agreement. You just do it yourself, you see. The idea of transmission I find very interesting, transmission. And the transmission, the essential transmission, is you being aware of it, you see. And you look at someone else and you bathe them in the light of the One. Like bathing them, like clear water. See? It's a very respectful, non-intrusive, loving thing, I think, putting it into words. Understood?
Yes.
So, in my view, what for me is an aspect of this meeting, these few days, is equipping ourselves, familiarizing ourselves, so that we will be more confident when we go out and meet people at work or in our families or wherever. We have more confidence that we can enjoy this wherever we are. See? And I think that part of that is developing our ability to communicate about it. Because when we communicate about it, we bring it onto the front burner, make it conscious. See? It's there all the time. You don't have to talk about it. See? But you are already, by being it, conscious of it, you're transmitting. See? That's you cannot help transmitting something. See? And up to now, it's just been a transmission of I'm separate from you. Good. Very important. Headless Way, or I anyway. Someone said to me, well, what does a Headless Way think about this? I said, I don't know, but I'll tell you what I think. There isn't a dogma. You see. But as I said yesterday, we've grown up and we have become very skilled at transmission. Well, you were as a baby, but you just didn't know it. You were transmitting as a baby, you see. And then you learn to transmit your own individuality and respect the individuality of others. See, empathy, placing yourself in the shoes of others. See, so we're all good at that. You have to be good to quite a high degree in order to survive. See? And now we add into it, it's a very natural process. We add into that the awareness of our true nature, and we explore what it is like to acknowledge this together. See? And a part of that, good morning, part of that, as I say, is about communicating as much as you want, you see. But it seems very clear to me that as we explore communicating about this, we grow. It's really true. If you have ever taught a skill, if you've ever taught anything or showed someone how to do something, you get to know it better, don't you? Because you have to you have to understand it better in order to communicate it. And you've got to try and put it simply, you see. And you're sensitive, hopefully, you would be sensitive to whether or not the other person is getting it. Because if your explanation is really deep and all that, but they go, what? It has not worked. The point is, transmission is sensing the other person when you're communicating and recognizing if they're on this, they're with you. See, with you. It's no good if they're not. Yeah. Something like that. So, what I am interested in doing, for those reasons, transmission, communication, deeper understanding, because the understanding is never just you. It's a communal thing. And I think that we are all deeply invested in the world and in the future of the world. Climate change, poverty, inequalities of all kinds, war, you know. This affects us all, especially in the modern world where the weapons are so destructive. We've never had it like this before. In the past, you might get a rogue state, but it couldn't do too much damage because they just have bows and arrows or then guns. But now we have the weapons that you just can obliterate a city. And it seems to become normal. It's incredible. And so we're all invested in that. But we feel, what can we do? What can we do? You can do a lot. You can do a lot. See, because we need something that changes consciousness. See? as well as the firefighting. So to equip us to go out into our lives with this, in whatever way you do it, I'm sure, see. So I am going to hopefully encourage you to be with each other, be in this, and in your own way to explore what it means, communicating about it, and what it means to you, and find out what it means to the others, how it makes a difference in your life, and all of that. And the experiments are ways of facilitating that communication and that process of discovery. So, for example, I do not know you, right? And you've just done one little workshop with Karen, but you probably did the pointing experiment, did you? Mm-hmm. All right. So would you like to guide the group through the pointing experiment? Just do your best, right? Yeah, you're with friends.
Okay. So
the participant guided the group through the pointing experiment, but unfortunately it was not loud enough to hear on the recording. This is how it works. Yeah? We are all very deep. We are all very deep. We feel deeply. Thank you. And you have shared in your own way what only you could have shared. True? Yes. Yeah. For sure. For sure. For sure. And quite good to pause, and because the next thing will be different. Would you like to take us through the pointing in your way? And you may not know what that is until it happens, right?
So, open my mouth and find out.
Yes.
So taking your instruments for directing attention, otherwise known as a finger, maybe find something on the walls this time. Just choose anything to point at, and noticing the form, the colour, noticing the limits, the boundaries of the thing, maybe even tracing the boundaries of the form with your finger, and noticing that it's also relatively easy to come up with a name, or at least it is for me, of that thing in the world. And then pointing at your left foot. So again, noticing the form and the limits of the form. Again, maybe just tracing round the shape of the foot. Noticing the colour as well. And also noticing that at the very beginning I named it a left foot. And then pointing at the right knee. Again, it's got a name, it's a thing in the world. Noticing the colour, the shape, the limits of it. And then pointing at the torso. Again, it's a form, it has a colour, or more than one colour even. And again, noticing the limits. and it has a name, a torso. And then here comes the important part. So,
ta-da!
pointing back at the place you're looking out of, where I assume that other people see my head. So this is totally different. So I see no form. It's formless. Don't see any shapes here at all. I also see no colour. Totally colourless, transparent, clear. And there's no limits, no boundaries. And for me at least, it's very hard to put a name in it, like in the things out there in the world. So formless, colourless, limitless, nameless, empty, open, transparent space. Which also includes the finger pointing back at this space and reflects the entire world beyond the pointing finger. So it's a transparent emptiness that's full of everything. And if I look for the line that divides this transparent space from the world out there, I really struggle to find it.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
May I?
Yes.
We can feel the emptiness. It says that the finger is disappear too. Did you? Is it?
So when I direct my attention back to where other people see my face, in a zero distance, there's an open, transparent, empty space, which paradoxically is filled with everything. So it's empty, but also full of the entire universe. So the finger, the room, everybody in the room. So it's simultaneously empty and entirely full. So it doesn't make sense.
But the finger is still there. Yes. Yes.
It's blurry when you look.
Blurry.
Blurry.
Have you been to the optician recently? So part of our learning together is to articulate, because you have not said it exactly like that before. True? And not to this group and not today.
It's the first time I heard it as well.
Yes, 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 yes. This is how it works. We do not know what we are going to say next. And you don't know what your reaction will be. But you probably had a reaction. And 2 or 3 people, just a sentence, not a long thing. What was your response? Because we learn as we articulate. So anyone want to share just a sentence there, or a word? Would you like to take us through the pointing? Here we go.
on the floor. And look what you see.
Speak louder.
Yeah. You see the pattern on the floor, the color. That's what you see. Come to your shoe. And you can see the form, the color, the shape. Go up to your other hand. You can see the hand, the fingers, nails. Okay, now you can point yourself. What do you see? Do you see you there? I can see me, but I cannot. Where am I? But I'm in here.
And what?
But where am I? But I'm in here. I'm very full. I don't feel the distance between me and the finger. I don't feel the distance between me and you and the world. I don't feel you. The world is in the 3 dimension. It's like my finger and you guys on one paper. And you are me. Oh. Yeah, but I think yeah, it's my thinking. Is it correct or something?
That was so beautiful. That was very touching. Yes. No distance. I am you. I look for myself and I'm here but not here. Any responses to share?
Lovely, where am I?
Where am I?
Where am I?
Where
Brilliant.
Anyone else? A word? There's something stirring in you. Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes.
It felt very much like being in your minds and hearing exactly what you experience. It's very beautiful.
You see, it's so good you say that. Because you probably hadn't quite articulated it before you said it, but we've kind of all done that with you now. You see, yes.
I like that you put the finger pointing with the room and all our faces on one page. Because they are when I look. It's one page. And then there's no distance. Yeah, thank you.
I love asking people I've not met before to do this. It demonstrates how it is everybody's birthright. It's not unfamiliar, see. And we just are not normally invited to share this deep, kind of private side to ourselves, which we share with everyone. See. But each of us will have a different response, you see. And I would never have thought of it like that in that moment. You brought that out, you see. And we need each other to explore and celebrate many, diamond with many facets, yes. One thing I notice about pauses is that I don't know if you'll be the same at all, but after someone has shared, it evokes something, see? And when I pause, then that is still around until I notice, oh, it's gone. See? And often enough, when I say pause, I'll wait till I feel it's gone. And then we're ready. Now, not always, there's no rule. So that we open for the next thing. Yeah.
I just got an image of empty glasses in a circle, and they're all reflecting on each other. So
Yeah.
if you look at this, you see that one.
Ah.
And so,
Yeah.
so there's a reflection, and there's something. There's all the reflections going around.
Yes, yeah. You can kind of see it from over there. Yes. All right, let's stand up. We do the circle. Oh. Come in, a circle. Actually, this time we do two circles. So I'll stand out. So one circle here, so they're smaller. All right? Yeah, we want smaller circle, you'll see. That's all right. You want to stand between. You come here, that's it. All right? And if you feel comfortable, put your arms around each other. If you feel happy with that, and look down. All right? So be comfortable, look down. And there's a smaller circle, has a different look. Notice the floor, notice the circle of feet, circle of bodies, and they all come out of one consciousness. This is putting words onto a non-verbal experience we are all having, I say. Down there we're many, at the top we are one. Just be aware of your breathing so you can relax. And you can hear my voice in that space, or we can call it silence. You hear all the sounds, the sensations in the space. So I'm going to invite you again to participate with your voice, and baby steps down there with many, at the top where one. All the voices come from one consciousness or one silence. Have a go. Experiment. Okay. We will sit down. Yes. Yes. And did you find yourself feeling a bit more comfortable to contribute? A little bit? These are baby steps. If you haven't done it before, if you haven't done it many times before, if you haven't actually spoken in the circle before, it's all new. And it's a bit of a risk. Yeah? Understood. Normal. So, nothing really happens without relaxation and trust. Yeah?
Again?
Nothing really happens without relaxation and trust. And you can't force it. You can't force it. So what Karen and Amma and myself and all of us, I hope, are involved in here is providing as safe an environment as possible. See? And baby steps. Baby steps. But you can see a direction, I hope, of starting to feel welcomed to contribute, to open your mouth and start speaking without knowing what you're going to say. Right? Because so often in society we're brought up to believe that you've got to know what you're going to say before you say it, and it's got to be good. And
perfect in society.
Yeah, that's right. Whereas it doesn't seem to work that way, really. That's a speech, you know. But we're kind of exploring together the possibility that we can begin to trust and just explore. Yeah. Did anyone in those little circles say something that surprised them? Did you find yourself saying something you haven't said before?
That the ground of being. The ground of being. Yeah.
Well,
Because
share that with everyone.
Yeah. So somebody said it looks actually like the feet are pointing up. When you look like this, you would say they're going down, but actually you could also say they're going up. And
Ceiling.
yeah, and then somebody said, so what would then this be, where we're all looking out of? And
So
that dropped into my
it's hard to tell which way up you are.
Exactly.
Yeah?
And so if this would be the ground,
Yes.
then it would be the ground of being. So that's how.
So one image is it's the sky, but the other image it's the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Paradox. So we yesterday we did this, hands disappearing into the emptiness. Would you like just to guide us through some of that?
Yes, sure.
Good.
So take both of your hands and just look at them. See how these beautiful hands have a shape and a color. Maybe you can move your fingers a little bit, or even just observe that they move. Who's moving them? When we're at it, we slowly move them towards our face, and you see them come closer, see them grow in size. And at some point they start to fade out. And pay attention to where they fade out into. You can even move the fingers while they're behind you. Where are they moving now? What shape do your fingers have? What shape does your hand have? And if you want, you can make them reappear. And you can look at them again. And move them.
They disappear. They don't just. I always thought like, well, you don't see them. No. You think I'm kidding, and they disappear.
I get it.
They are not there, and they disappear like.
Like putting your hand in acid.
Yes.
You know.
No, that would be bad. No. Acid is negative.
Oh, okay.
It's like
the most beautiful dissolving liquid. No? I'm trying. You see, there are levels of understanding here. You see.
You are the master.
Yes, there are levels of understanding.
It's acid, I'm sorry.
The first level is they're there but I can't see them. The second level is, oh my God, they've really gone. you get right? Yes. I say that we are dragged, kicking and screaming into heaven. You see, the first one is, yeah, I can't see them, but they're there. You see. And the next one is, oh my God, they're not even exist anymore. And we can't force that. You take your time. The way it makes a difference in your life, I say for me, is gradually you say yes at ever deeper levels to the beautiful truth.
When it's gone, and he said, wiggling, and I could feel no hand, but I could experience the wiggling. It's not, it's different from this one.
Yes.
Still somehow
this wiggling in nothingness.
At first I thought my finger is there and wiggling, but later, no.
Yes.
I didn't know my hands, but yeah, I could feel moving experience, but no hands, nothing.
It's so beautiful to hear us discovering this, isn't it? It's very inspiring, very inspiring.
And it comes with many emotions, like your firmness, almost like, what? A shock of it almost.
Yes.
And the soft discovery you make, more fine touching in it. It's so beautiful to hear all these qualities of discovery. So unique.
Yeah.
All of you.
Let's pause. Yes.
I have a question, because it's so much related to the visual aspect. With the eyes closed, there is no form. So I'm new in this, so I don't know. Are there also practices with the eyes closed?
Yes.
Okay, because I was just curious, because it feels sometimes as if the head is really separate, just with the eyes open.
Yes.
Which is not the case, because it's a unity. So I'm a bit, I don't know if my head is now protesting. Inside, I don't know. But, yeah.
Everybody, close your eyes. And this is a non-verbal experience, that I am using words to talk about it, communicate about it. But with eyes closed now, I find I cannot say where I am. Now, I'm going to say more, but I want to know as much as I can that you're on the same page as me. So when I say I can't say where I am, like I think someone was saying before. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to ask again because I want to hear your voices loud and clear so that I know we're moving together. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, when you hear everybody's voice there, I say all those voices, those sounds, happen in this space which I'm going to call silence. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, many voices in one consciousness. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you could reframe it like upside down, up and down. You could say all the voices come from one silence. Do you understand?
Yes.
The silence is speaking with many voices. True?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Beautiful.
Now open your eyes. Now, how difficult was that? Right?
No.
Easy, yeah? Pleasurable. Yeah. Now when I am speaking and you're replying, two voices in one consciousness, yes?
Yes.
So the one is talking to itself?
Yes. I'm getting very hot now. It feels very hot now.
So now I am speaking in the silence, yes? And when anyone else speaks, it's the same silence speaking, true? Yes. Now close your eyes again. I find that I cannot say how big I am. Now I want to know that we're traveling together. Do you understand?
Yes.
Open your eyes. Now, I still cannot say how big I am. Do you understand?
Yes.
It is rather fun to travel together, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get the one silence, like the silence and the voice and two voice coming out from the same silence.
Okay, so it's language. I'm sure you have access to the experience, so it's just a matter of language. So visually, I'm looking at you out of vast open space. Understood?
Yeah.
All right?
Same for language.
Same for you.
Same for
How many spaces do you actually experience?
just one.
One. Me too. Isn't that weird? I mean, wonderful, you see. Now, space is a word for that mystery. And it is sometimes called silence.
Okay.
And the sounds are happening in the silence, like the faces are happening in the space. Yes?
Yeah.
So you could say, well, the sounds are happening in the silence, or you could say the sounds are coming out of the silence
Yes.
and going back in. So one silence speaking with different voices. Understood?
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
It's much easier to experience when I have my eyes closed, that all the voices are mine. And when I open, I have to hook on and think, no, nothing has changed.
Close your eyes and be aware of your body sensations. And this is like we were exploring putting the hands behind the head, or the hands disappear, but you've still got the sensation. See? A different way of describing it. So now I say that what I call my body sensations are happening in this empty space. This is an inadequate way of describing it, but do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah? The sensations are happening in this boundless consciousness. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, when I attend to this field of sensation, I don't find a clear edge. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Let's open our eyes. Who said no?
Again.
You again! So, you were talking about the visual field and it not having an edge or a boundary or something like that before?
Yes.
Yeah? I'm teasing you, okay? You okay with that? Yeah. So, visually, everything you see has an edge, but the whole field is kind of different. The edge, right?
The one there is different.
Yeah. So now you go to the field of sensation, body sensation. Yeah. And isn't it similar? Yes?
Yes. You cannot feel like the body, like the limits of the body.
That,
Yeah.
yes. So what was it you didn't understand?
No, because sometimes it goes a bit quick for me, so
I
I
see.
say no, so that I'm sure I'm paying attention and slowing down the process.
I see. Okay. All right. So if you now are aware of the visual field with your eyes open, let's go back to eyes open. So that edge there is indeterminate or something. Now if you also include your body sensations with eyes open, as if you're attending to them with eyes closed, does that make sense? You see? So let's go back to eyes closed, and like Karen was saying, it's quite easy to hear all the voices in the one silence, my voice appearing out of that silence. I mean, mysteriously, you can't explain it, I can't. And these sensations appearing out of that consciousness, you could say, see, without a boundary. So if you identify with your body sensations, your feelings, which I do, I say, well, I have no boundary. I can't find a boundary to myself, not just visually, but going by the sensation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes? Now open your eyes and hang on in there with the boundlessness in terms of your body. You see. And I think it just takes a little bit of exploring to realize actually it's not that difficult. You see. Because I think we're drawn out to the visual because we operate visually is the main sense. See, so we overlook and then assume that it's small. But it's just a bit of a re-education in a way. Oh, I can be aware of my immensity, my boundlessness with my eyes open, not just visually, right? But the sounds all going on together. And I think that this is where I noticed in myself that to begin with, that seemed like a really different experience. And it came very occasionally. But more and more, it's just like, oh, actually, that's very pleasurable. Mm-hmm. Yes? Mm-hmm. Understood? It's not rocket science. It is where we came in. As if you look at a baby and you understand this aspect that you feel big, not just see you're big, but feel big, see that you are big, and it's just true, you are big. So that's going to operate with all the senses, see. So that it's relaxation. I feel as big as the room. And if you look at a baby, then you have insight. You understand the baby is big as a room. Yeah? So it's very, very natural, you see. And I think that just as you grow up and the transmission is you're small and separate, and you get that, you see, as we move on as a society and we bring back in this original openness, see, and we understand that actually it's always been there. You've always been big, you've just thought of yourself as small. See? So the culture changes, so that it becomes much easier to just be big in company. You see, it's natural.
You said that your body is boundless. When I drove from my home to this,
yes.
I was sitting behind my wheel, and I felt that my body was boundless. There was only a face sitting in the car. That's what I felt. Yeah,
yes.
It sounds maybe weird, but that's what I experienced when I drove to the inner camp.
Yes, and you see, what I can say is, yeah, I get that. Yeah, and so, in effect, we are normalizing that. That is, yeah, got that. That's. What were you going to say?
Yes, it felt very much like my body usually is holding on right at the edge.
Yes,
like
yes.
Everything inside. And just now I felt like the floodgates open and it's not right at the border, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who would not want that? You know, who would not want that? Yes.
I had a very interesting new feeling that I'm transcending gravity.
Yeah, yes.
In this space, I'm holding my body.
Yes.
And it's not really a feeling that gravity is sucking me down.
No.
I'm being held.
Yes.
Oh, that was so lovely.
Isn't it? It's a bit like kind of floating in the ocean.
Right.
Yeah, the whole thing, and there's nothing underneath, but you're complete. Yeah, I know.
Fantastic.
I know. It's basically, Houston, we have liftoff. We have left the gravity of the earth. Thank you very much. We're on our way. Thank you.
Is it just that, like, when I'm thinking, if I have my eyes closed and I'm thinking the sensation in my foot, is it that if I have no thinking there, I have no way to know that how distant it is?
Understood. A good way of putting it.
In that sense, you cannot say that you're small or big, right?
Well, understood. Okay. I know. Yes, And we are...
Is that what we're trying to experience? Because I want to make sure of that, because I do feel that there is, like when we say my awareness is as big as the room, I cannot feel the corner of the room there, but I can feel my body. So this is a kind of like part of me that is a bit...
Is what?
Is a bit like resistant or not experiencing that.
You see, I would say that we've all got the same basic non-verbal experience, but we understand it in different ways. And our understanding will evolve. And if that is the way that you like to put it just for this second, good. You see, I get that. And I would put it differently. But it's not right. It's just that we are thinking about it in different ways.
It's just that I don't experience myself bigger now.
No. No, okay. Okay. Hang on with that, yes. So, we have not done what I thought we were going to do this morning.
And now we've got a problem.
And now we've got a problem. Because it's almost time for coffee.
How big is
What?
How big is that problem?
Big. Floating in the vast ocean of consciousness. So we've got 5 minutes, is that right, before coffee? Is it 10:30? All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to just turn to a partner, you see, and each have a go. So I'll go first. So you're just going to go like this. And then the other person, you do it to me. No words, all right? So I'm going to now, you're such an advanced group. I can see that, see this. So you now are ready for your initiation.
Finally.
So I'm going to show you. This is highly secret. Wow. Yes. I'm going to show you the secret headless handshake. I will show you. I'm going to initiate you. So there's 3 parts to it. 3 parts to it. First, shake hands. 1. Okay, watch carefully. 1. 2, 3. Watch again. 1, 2, 3. All right, with your partner.
I know where.
Okay, coffee. Coffee. For half an hour, we're back in here at 11.
Do you look at the fingers or at the eyes?
It's very important.
Yes. So, one more thing. Do you look at the finger or the eyes?
Eyes.
Well, in the future, this will be known as the moment when the Headless Way split. Into those that thought that you had to look at the finger and those that thought you had to look at the eyes, and it was a big problem. So choose which side you're on. Coffee, we're back at 11. We start at 11.
Okay. You were telling you were going on a mountain or something.
We're evolving, aren't we?
We certainly are. We're transmitting.
We are. The idea of moving together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to say is that this is just the end of the first day. And it might be intense, it might not be. It's a lot of social contact. So that's usually intense, it depends. We're all different. But just to acknowledge that we're in a process that lasts several days. There's no need to push anything or force anything. It got going, and I would give you a tip from my own experience is remember that you can always return to zero. So there's nothing to maintain. So if you've had a deep insight or a realization or you've got a bit high or something, it will go. That is normal. See? But what doesn't go is zero. It's a very good place to know about, isn't it? I mean, I'm only just saying the obvious, that you return to zero, where you're nothing, nobody, nothing to do, and then find out what the next gift is. So we don't have to, keep something going, all of that very obvious, sensible stuff. But sometimes it's just good to say it, because and also just take care of yourself. It can be tiring being with a lot of people all the time, or if you've got jet lag, or or for whatever reason you've been working, and suddenly the tiredness hits. Well, have a nap or something. Not when I'm talking. But it's kind of infectious, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? It just gets kind of. So, pause again while I figure out what we're going to do. I love facilitating groups, and I love not knowing what I'm going to do, and seeing what is zero. Yeah. The other thing I occurred to me was just to say that we will be doing some of these experiments again and again. We like the no-head circle. And they gain with repetition, because you return to zero and listen and sense again what it has to say to you. So it's experimental. Sort of come to it and just see what it says to you, and then hopefully say it. See. So I think if we stand up and go into 2 no-head circles, please, with about 10 in each, and look down. Yeah, get close and look down. And you've done this 2 or 3 times already. And you've heard people articulate it. Now, I mean, it doesn't need any words. It's a beautiful thing just to do without words. So for half a moment, half a minute, you see, because it kind of is, I say, radiating non-verbally. Okay, so Karen, well, let's get the clock, shall we? And put 1 in each. So we're going to do this was all in the plan, of course. This is called the Well of Time. And I will say some things about it. And then, of course, you're free to improvise and so on. But as you look down now, you see the clock down there. And the clock represents time. So there's like a well, looking down a well. That's why we call it the Well of Time. And time is down there in the well, or the representation of time. And time and change go together. Time and movement. So is each clock got a moving hand there?
Yes.
Yeah, good. All right. So you can see that the second hand is marking out the passage of time. Time and change go together. See? And as you look down, notice at the top of the circle whether there's anything changing at the top, anything moving. Now, yes or no, is there anything moving at the top?
No.
So, no movement, it's still. Where there's no movement, no change, right? No change at the top? It's the same as when you did this morning at the top, right?
Yeah.
So where there's no change, no time. So we say, I'm looking from the timeless into time. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
That's an amazing, that is fast track to timelessness. Looking from the timeless into time. Now, just while you've been standing there, the second hand will have gone round once or twice. Did anything change at the top?
No.
This is superb. This is just, Yeah. So I'm going to give you another little idea here, because we'll probably do this again, because the more we do it, the more we see and hear and feel, and it speaks to us, you see. But here's something that you might consider. This building, this convent, is our temporary home for a few days. This room is your temporary home for a couple of hours this evening. And where you live at home, I suspect, is a temporary home, that you haven't always lived there and probably won't always live there. Wherever we are is a kind of temporary home, if you get the idea. You go in a shop, and that's a temporary home for 2 minutes, maybe, or 5 minutes. But your true nature is known as your eternal home. And at the top, there's your eternal home. You're always at home. But the view out is into changing homes, changing temporary homes. And you're sharing your temporary home with these other people for a few days. You share your eternal home at the top forever. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, that is wonderful. So for the next couple of minutes, then we'll sit down. But no, anything you want to just share, or just even a word about that, if you want, about time and the timeless. Okay, we can sit down. Someone picks up the clock. So it's still true, isn't it? You're looking from the timeless into time? Yeah. I'll tell you what I like about it. I love being eternal. Right?
Yeah.
I love being eternal.
Yeah.
You can feel it, can't you? I love it.
What I like about it is that it's, because you said I like being eternal. And then my mind goes a bit, huh? But I would wholly agree with there's no beginning here and no end. I can't find any beginning nor an end. But that's another way of thinking. It's another way of thinking about these things, and then I can agree. So my ordinary way of thinking doesn't apply to these matters.
Is it thinking? Is it thinking or experience?
Well, for example, the way you said it, Richard, was you used the word eternal, but when I think about it as a person, I can't get my mind around it, because I would agree, of course I'm not eternal. But when I can see there's no beginning and there's no end to be found, there's no birth, there's no death, then I'm in a whole other realm, and I have other thoughts, and then I can wholly agree. But to that also I feel I'm someone else agreeing, not to someone actually. I'm in that realm myself.
So I think I know the answer to this one, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you like having no beginning and no end?
The light doesn't even apply, it's just
Really?
a fact.
I love it.
Ah, you know it, yeah.
Yeah. I love it. We're all different.
Yeah, we're all different, yeah.
Now, can you give one to everyone? No, you have to get up and
Okay.
You tried.
You may have cleaned them.
This is an accurate representation of you. So we've done the mirror this morning. The mirror is absolutely kind of central. The self, your image, just so central in our lives, isn't it? And to sort it out where it is and everything. So we're going to add the time dimension in, but if you just hold it out, and I like the fact it distorts, because I mean, it's not that far off the way I think about myself. Anyway, note you holding it in your hand there, and notice, wouldn't you agree that your face is at the far end of your arm and not the near end?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, just relax for a moment with it. As you know, I'm very keen on normalizing this and articulating it and admitting it in public. And although it is kind of a bit repetitive, it's important, I would say. So it's worth experimenting with. Because when you hear yourself saying, my face is there and not here, that is not normal in society. Mm-hmm. And it might be becoming a bit normal here, I don't know. But it is worth actually, I find, saying that. You hear yourself say the truth, if it's the truth for you. And you can do it in different ways. You can just say, well, I see my face there and not here. See? Or I could say, my face is there and not here. There's different ways of putting it, so you feel at ease. You don't say anything that isn't true for you. But who would like to volunteer? Just to say, either my face is there, not here, or it's at the far end of my arm, at the near end, I have no face, it's there and not here, and you use your finger to point. So it's 5-year-old stuff, right?
My face is over there, not here.
Yeah, it's as simple as that, yeah. Right? It's impressive to say it, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's very unusual.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. One day, I think it'll be normal, but at the moment, not. Someone else. But, yeah.
So I see my face there at the end of my arm, but I don't see my face here.
Yeah. And we understand.
Keep my face in this mirror safely. But it's not up here.
Yeah. Not here. Not here. My face is not here. Yeah. One other person?
Okay. I'm sensing that there's something floating in space, and I'm seeing some kind of an image. It looks very different this way or that way, and I have no clue what that is. It's not, it's some kind of a face. I don't really would say that it's my face. I don't have a face.
Say it?
I don't have a face.
Yeah. This is a profound thing to say. Because we can all see your face. But what you're declaring is from your point of view, you don't have one. It's huge. It's huge. It's not a trick. It's not a game. I do not have a face here. It's a fantastic thing to say. They come back and back and back to the same things. The mirror is a great teacher, fantastic teacher. It shows you where your face is, where it is. It's there and not here. And the thing about the Headless Way, if you like, or whatever you want, about this, is it is standing up for yourself. Everyone else can see your face. You kind of got to be independent, say, well, I get it, you all see my face, I don't have one. But here you can say it amongst friends who understand what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a face there?
No.
No.
I have a face there.
Yeah.
I even don't know whether it's my face.
Yeah. These things are for doing over and over, because the message is so simple and is so different from what society says. And one is sort of affirming the simple truth when you say it. So the other thing, because we've just done the time one, is that one was born and will die. It's getting older, he's getting older, he will die. I say this one won't. Now you might put it differently, right? I look forward to hearing from you. But that, if I take that seriously, that is an amazing thing to say. And I believe that most of you, if not everyone, understand what I'm talking about. Of course, Richard, what you see will die.
Is it also a powerful thing to say?
Yeah.
A powerful?
Yes, it is. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. But I was wondering.
I say it is. It is for me. And to declare this in public is a powerful thing. So that one will die, this one will not. And I don't want to die. I'm not saying I'm above, I quite like being Richard, and so, but this is the truth. That one will die. I will not. Anyone else like this? Because we've done the time thing, we've looked into time from the timeless, because we're looking into time here. This person that we deeply identify with, I do anyway. That will go, but this won't. Does someone else want to declare that in public? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one is time bound.
Time bound?
Time bound. And here is timeless. Free of time.
You see, that is just such a profound thing to say, isn't it? Yeah.
This one is aging and dying right now.
Yeah.
To be honest. Here it's not.
Yeah. And you see, in ordinary society, people go, I have no idea what you're talking about, of course you're going to die. Right? But here we understand, that's a wonderful thing, we get it. That your true nature is eternal or timeless or not in time or no beginning, no end, or however you want to say it. And that is so important, isn't it? For how you actually live your life. It's very practical. It's energizing, it's rejuvenating, paradoxically. Someone else want to...
Yes, I will. There is birth and death here.
Yes.
And there's no birth and death here.
Yeah. We get it, you see. We get it. We get it. Yeah.
This one changes all the time, and this one doesn't know time.
Understood. And it makes a difference to know you can say that and be received, right?
Yes.
So here's a variation on this one. The one you see here will die, but the one I see here will not. Okay? So I'm really taking on board that for you, I will die. See? I'm not in denial, but for me, I won't. Someone try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, it might seem that I'm going to die, but I can't die.
No. We are absolutely, profoundly convinced you are going to die, right? but we fully celebrate the fact that who you really are will never go and never came and it's always there. Yeah. Yes, you see. Because we've had so much day after day saying we will, or that's the way we relate. We need to start standing up for the truth about who we are. Someone else, for you I will. You can lay it on a bit.
Well, there in the mirror, I see a face. It has changed over time. It will die. But here, in a clarity, there was no birth. So, how could it die?
Yeah. Yes. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's something you learn, it's something you keep discovering, isn't it? Wonderful. Anyone else? We've got more to do. Yeah.
You are going to die. I will never die.
Yeah. Wow. You're gonna die. You're gonna die, but I'm not.
Let's make it clear.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not you. Douglas Harding, he said, before I was headless, I looked in the mirror and I went, oh my God. And after I was headless, I said, I'm glad I'm not like you. I'm glad I'm not like you. There's a very moving video, Douglas, that they put on, I think, the French channel recently. And he's just talking to the camera. And he's saying, here, no marks of age, no wrinkles. And there he is, and he's looking quite, he's elderly at the time, probably 80 or something. And I just look at that, I say, that is so brilliant. It's so independent. It's so being true to yourself. Because for everyone else, that's true. See? But in the face of that, you say, no. And the feedback all the time is of you as a person, isn't it? It's unremitting feedback. And so this is the kind of a response to that. So another little story here is, as Douglas Harding used to tell us, you look down in your arm at your hand, at your mirror, your face there. So you want to see your arm. So you might rest it, so you don't get tired. So you say that your face is at the far end of your arm, and at the near end, your empty, open, vast space. And if you look up your arm, from your mirror, up your arm, you see. In fact, you can take your finger and you just start on the face there, and then you bring it up, you see, and you just follow it up. And you come to a point where it disappears and then appears. So that we call that the threshold, like a doorway. Threshold. Mm-hmm. So you can see where your finger disappears and then reappears. That is the threshold, you see. And a little bit of a story, but if this is a threshold, a kind of doorway into the vast open space, you see, you step from the limited into the unlimited. You get the idea? You see? We call this, you have spiritual paths. Some of them are very long ones. And this one is Douglas used to call it the 1 meter path. From your appearance, which is born and will die, to your eternal reality, which is unborn and undying. And you step from one world into the other over a threshold. Janus. All right, so you look down your arm and you see the face there that is mortal and will die. That's the world of change, impermanence, death, birth and death. And then as you're looking down at your arm, at that face, you can still look at your face but include your arm in your periphery, in your, and it leads the 1 meter path from your appearance there, your human appearance, all the way back to that threshold, and then you step over into your reality and you travel from the land of birth and death to the land of eternal beauty, or whatever you want to call it, or the non-beginning, non-end is a word. See, now, there you are. There's the 1 meter path. It's not difficult. It's and you can travel it in less than a second, probably, see, or instantly. 1 meter path. It's outrageous. Now, what we're doing in a way is normalizing this. We're bringing it onto the front burner. We're looking to see if it's true, and if it's true, we're going to say it. Because it's not a small thing, it's a big thing. So, what I'm going to invite one or two of you to do is to look across at the circle and say, I mean, you can say I believe, or I think, or you know, however you want to say it, that I believe that you're in the same wonderful condition as I am, that where you're looking out of is eternal and unchanging and spacious and wasn't born and won't die. Agreed?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Now, we've gone public, right? Gone public about that. And you could say it back to me.
Yes, so I believe and I assume that where I'm looking from is the same point of view where you're looking from. The eternal.
I want the eternal bit, by the way. Yes. Now we are, I mean, not exactly agreeing, but we admitting it's a wonderful thing. If you want change in the world, you've got to stand up and say. It won't happen if you hide away. Especially this truth. Someone else. Just pick someone on the other side. We're experimenting. See, this is a friendly situation where you can do this. Someone want to have a go?
Yeah. I can see from here. From here, there's nothing I can see here. And I'm sure that if you are looking at me, you also are not seeing anything.
And in terms of time?
Here. In terms of time?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're also timeless here, like I am.
Yes, I see that I'm timeless here, and I'm that you're experiencing the same thing right now, that you're timeless there.
You know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Now, you know, when you're growing up, your parents and your teachers don't say, you know, I believe that you are the same, you've been bad, go to the corner, or you've been good. They don't negotiate and say, I believe, you know, I can't be quite sure, but, you know, I think that you know, what is it, you. So, I mean, it's quite good to be quite bold, that you are eternal there.
And you eternal.
I am. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's actually saying a brilliant thing. You see, I don't feel I need to qualify, because we don't qualify in ordinary life. We just say it. You know, you're looking good today, or whatever. You know, you are looking really good there to yourself. I mean, you're absolutely clear and boundless and timeless.
Yes, and you too.
I am. Yeah.
Really timeless.
Really timeless. Yeah. God, You're looking timeless today.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, you timeless. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you're timeless.
But you can
You
say
are.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Say with in people.
You're as eternally beautiful as you always have been.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Oh.
Look again, and you see, this is experimenting, this seeing what the truth is. Where is your face? Where is that face that was born and will die? That person you identify, the name. Just think of their name, their age, their nationality, their gender, their career, their job, their relationships, all that. Now, while you're entertaining all that, be aware of the near end of your arm, where you're totally free of all of that. I say, I am. Yeah. So just pause for a moment, I guess.
Maybe say something else, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed here, like when I look in the mirror, it's distorted. But that is actually what life does. It distorts us. I mean, not only is the mirror distorting us, but life itself is always distorting us. You know, all the different things. Here, there's never, it's completely 100% not distorted. It's as clear as it can be.
Yeah.
It's as obvious as it can be.
Yeah.
And out there in the mirror, everything, you know, it can be sort of okay, but it's never going to be as okay as it is here.
Yeah.
You know.
But don't you find, I mean, I find every time I look in the mirror, I've got a different person there. I mean, in detail, it always changing, and some moments it's good, and then it's bad, and it's good, and it's bad, and it shifts and changes like mad. So it's very unreliable or disappointing often. So this distortion is sort of normal.
Yes.
All right. So I'll just say something. We're going to sit quietly just for a minute. But this is the second full day. Yeah, Friday. Okay, Wednesday. So it's just good to, from my point of view, reference where we are on the journey. There may be a lot happening for you, there may not be. We're all different. But the key is to know that you can return to zero at any point. And that's returning home. So there's nothing to kind of keep up or perform or something like that. Yeah. So whatever that means, return to zero. These are words for that non-verbal experience, which we all have access to. We all are, I would say. This is words again, where we're equal, we're the same, with a different response. And sometimes when you're riding the dragon, I love that, riding the dragon, it can be a bumpy ride. You can get turbulence. This is normal. If you get turbulence, anxiety or resistance or whatever you want to call it, you're not doing anything wrong. You're probably doing something right. Anyway, however you frame it, just to know that you're probably not the only one. I'm sure you're not. Yeah. So we'll just be quiet for a moment and all right. So have your eyes closed, and all right, open your eyes. I'll just explain what I'm going to invite you to do. It is I'm going to put a track of music on, and we're going to be in our chairs, and we're going to have our eyes closed, and we're going to move. But with your eyes closed. And why I say moving, sitting down, because it's easier. You're not going to fall over, all right, with eyes closed. So just make it safe, but good to move a bit, but good to explore moving with your eyes closed. So if we just revisit that, if you close your eyes and be aware of your body sensations, and you can, I hope you're feeling more welcome with using your voice and responding and just talking. So when you include your body sensations, are not your body sensations just part of the whole scene and not separate from it? Do you understand?
Yes.
The darkness and the sensations and the sounds all go together in the space, to put it rather inaccurately. You understand?
Yeah.
And when you attend to the whole experience, particularly the body sensations, but without having to separate them out, would you agree that you're boundless? Yes? You're not restricted by the sensations, the sounds, the thoughts, and all? Is that a good way of putting it?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So, open your eyes one more time. So I'll put some music on, and just be with that. So, not performance, you don't have to worry about falling over. It can be just a little movement, but there's your opportunity, and good just to move as well a bit, okay? So now let's move the chairs back, so we have a space. And take a space in the room, and we're going to do what we did yesterday, just move on your own. You can move through the space, but not interacting particularly. I mean, be aware of people. Right, so take a space in the room. So one of the things, why I'm doing this is partly because it's good to move, because we sit quite a lot. It's good for our bodies, good for our psyches to move. But also that people find dancing challenging because they feel self-conscious. That's the thing. You feel self-conscious. You don't want to look stupid or whatever. And I love dancing. And I still feel self-conscious and all of that. But it is giving you an opportunity in a safe situation where you don't have to perform, you don't have to interact, at least now, where you can just explore if being aware of your true nature, which is like being invisible, if that helps you feel a bit freer to move. It may or may not. But here's an opportunity for you to take the next baby steps where you don't have to suddenly jump into dancing in front of everyone or interacting. So you just explore that on your own. I've had a long journey with dance, and so I know it is an evolving learning experience. Yeah? So just trying to make you feel at ease. You don't have to perform. You can be aware of other people, but you're not interacting. And you might just look down, or you might look up. But you're exploring. I remember I started with this. Just standing, noticing my headless body, like we did with the arms, and just moving my hands. So if you just look down, and you see your body coming out of the space, and you see your arms and hands, and now just let your hands move, and see if you can include awareness of the space you're looking out of. This is an inadequate way of putting it. There are sensations, there are thoughts, there are feelings going on too. But there's that vast open space, and you don't have to know what you're doing. It doesn't, but you with me? Yeah, understand? Yeah. And then you see, you can experiment. You see, oh, what happens if can I kind of include the space while I start to, maybe move my feet a bit, and baby steps, all right? You can move through the space as well, Now, one more track before we move on. I am going to invite you just to flow through the space, not interacting, walking through the space. So, actually, one of the instructions for this is that if we just start moving, that wherever you see a space, you go for the space. If someone else takes it, you surrender. And you can move forwards and backwards. And let's see if we can keep the flow going, so it'll be a much calmer track. And you can use your hands and, move your head and all of that, but just move your feet. What is it? Because I have a vague idea of what I'd like to do next, but I chop and change like English weather, like the wind. So I kind of rather like doing that. But what is it like? I mean, not a long discussion because I want to move on, but what is it like not to know what you're going to do next?
Nothing.
You like it?
Yeah.
You like it? Freedom?
Yeah, freedom for me too.
Moving.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pause for a moment while I consult the dragon. Welcome to Saturday. It is Saturday, isn't it? And just a reference, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is the third full day, is that right? Mm-hmm. And no doubt you are going through different experiences, no doubt. And if you have some turbulence on the ride, welcome to the ride. So this is normal. So be kind to yourself, take care of yourself. When I used to run dance groups, I picked it up from someone else. Don't push, don't hold back. Don't push, but feel welcome to be yourself. And groups are intense, and we're close. We've just naturally now meet in a closer circle than we did right at the beginning in terms of where our chairs are. And it is, you might have feelings at times, oh, this is fantastic, I've broken through something here, the rest of my life is going to just be easy. And then you hit a brick wall, or you hit turbulence, and then you go down, This is normal, So just to reference that, to understand that probably everybody is having that kind of experience in their own way, because we've all got conditioning, and we didn't know each other before we came, and it's all new, and you know, that feeling that, oh my God, this is so good, I wish this would last forever, and 5 minutes later, I can't wait for this to end. So, just to reference that weather that is in the space, and yeah. And finding out how the practice of noticing that you're this open space helps, if it does. So experiment, see, finding out. And you can only do it now. So just be aware of your single eye now. And the view out is where all the turbulence is. And the view in is free. So let's just do that gesture, you see. And this is meditation, which is attention, two-way attention if you like, provisional language. And as you're doing this, you can notice other people are doing the same, so you understand that they are referencing their freedom at their center, and the changing weather out there for everybody. Yeah. So just relax your hands. And I like the pauses because I was saying to Karen and Amma this morning that I dance every morning. There's a meditation and it's fun. Meditation should have that element. Anyway, it does for me. And it's good for you, good therapeutically and for your body. But also it's a time when often enough an insight will come to me, or a guidance, like meditation. And so the pauses, you don't have to push it, you don't have to hold back, there's no pressure. But when we just sit quietly together, because there's no agenda, then that may be the opportunity where the next little bit of guidance turns up. Does that make sense? Yeah, something like that. But there's you don't know how to push. The dragon is on, dragon's moving world, yeah. So we are going to move in a moment. And on the back of what we were doing last night, it was quite interesting because in the afternoon when we had the groups, then I followed it with the Great Storehouse, which I only just thought of. And I'm sorry I cut short some of the groups. I know there may have been people in the middle of a sharing, and so it was a bit insensitive of me, so I apologize for that. But that experiment opens up the kind of subject of your creativity, that this, I would say that this very moment now is coming out of the Great Storehouse. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
I know, we're just waking up. We're still sleeping. The dragons sleep. It doesn't sleepwalk. It sleep flies.
And I have to create again.
There you go. But that is one we've done for years and years and years, and it almost too good to be true. That view that this moment is coming out of your own being. But for me, I love the fact that I can say yes to that. It's so opposite to the normal view. But this whole, without effort, and you can't stop it, really. So, and then for Amma and Karen to follow in the evening with that Lego, see, creativity, seeing what the first person does, seeing what comes out of the emptiness. And I like the way that you build it up, you see. So you just have one, I think it was one person first, you see. So you start small, baby steps. One person, you see what your hands do. That can include, I'd like to put my hand there. It doesn't mean you don't have to plan. That's all part of it, you see. But you, baby steps, you just do it without interference of having to worry about anyone else. You explore that process. And of course, then you can apply it in your ordinary life, like I'm talking now. I don't know what I'm going to say next. I'm just don't know what my hand's going to do next. You don't know. So it's very playful, practical, deep. Deep. If you want to live a deep life. Yeah? Live a deep. One of my, I'm just going to chat for an hour. So one of my, I suppose, goals is to live a deep life. And I have a friend, Colin and Carol, very old friends. They knew Douglas before I met Douglas, and I just saw them, I see them regularly, in good contact with them. Carol's 80-something, and Colin's a bit older than me, late 70s. And we were talking about death. And Carol was just saying, I just want to be, to go as deep in this life as I can. You see. And this is the gateway. See. And that observation, that it all arising out of your own being. See, it's very light, it's very accessible. It's just a reframing of how you think about it. That is deep. That's deep. See, that's deep. And it's light. And so then, after doing that Lego on our own, baby steps, you try it out, you see, no pressure. You don't have to perform, you don't have to interact with anyone else, like the dance we do. Because lots with dance you can do with others. But we start baby steps just so that you don't have too much to deal with. Yeah, just step by step. See? But then we did it sitting next to someone. It was very good, because then you don't have to really deal with them. But when I was a therapist, I didn't talk about the headless way, headlessness, because people didn't come for that. But that's where I was coming from. You know, my client turns up and they arrive in the great void, out of the great void. I mean, they don't know what's going on in me. But when you are operating from that, in that light, playful, deep, unobtrusive way, people feel it, don't they? They must do. But it doesn't matter if they do or they don't. You just, it's not that. But I used to say, my role is to walk alongside you, which is a kind of headless thing, isn't it? And so when we're sitting next to someone doing the Lego, you're sitting alongside. It's the same void, isn't it? It's like when we were doing the arms dancing. So if you're just aware now in the circle, you can probably see the person just on your left and the person on your right without having to turn and look at them. You could just sense them, see them. Well, you're sitting there in the middle, and it's just space in the middle, isn't it? Something like that. And they're alongside you, and you could reframe it and say, well, you know, it's all the same place we're looking out of, but they've got a slightly different view. But it's very inclusive, very friendly. You like doing that Lego because. I mean, if you just raise your arm in front, you see the arm on the left and the arm on the right raises. You see, and there's only one space, and the arm on the left is probably just coming out the edge of the view from the void, and the arm on the right is coming out the same void. How wide it is, wider than the room, and your arm is coming out. Do you agree? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, how easy is that, and how relaxed is that, and how unconfrontational is that, you see. Sitting alongside, walking alongside. It's a private thing. You don't need anyone's... It's a beautiful thing. You can be in the metro looking down and all the bodies are coming out of you. You don't need anybody's permission. It's a secret kind of thing. So if you hold your hands out, both arms out, and just move them, and you're just looking ahead, so you've got the single eye, the whole view, but you can see the arms on the right and the arms on the left and yours moving from one space. Is that, you understand my language here?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't take too much of a shift in language to say you're moving them all, or the space is moving them all. You know, you might say, well, I'm moving mine, but the great void here is moving all the others. And the ones opposite. Does that make sense now? Yeah. So relaxed. Now, this is kid stuff. This is fun, isn't it? It's fun. And way back, when we started doing workshops, we used to do them. In those days, they were still doing a lot of encounter groups in therapy. And the thing that people used to do in the encounter groups, which were rather scary places, you know, encounter groups, you know, oh my God, what am I going to have to talk about today, you know, whatever. But what they used to do is they put cushions on the floor. They used to sit on cushions then. See? And so at that time, often enough, we found ourselves sitting on cushions. We used to sit on cushions quite a lot. And Douglas Harding had this idea that this is very good because when you stand up or sit, you're in what he called the adult level. Your heads are up here, see. But when you get down on cushions, you return to the child level. And he said you get below the intellectual fog. Underneath it.
Just like the Lego yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, where we all got, you know, I mean, really, you were down there on the floor like so fast. The child, yes, the child, you see. So it's very wise, really. So experimenting with that very open, playful, accessible place together, yeah. Where of course you do not need anyone's agreement or permission. That's the wonderful thing about it. It's not an agreement in this room. Because sometimes people say, well, it's very good, but if you go out into the world, no one will know what you're talking about. Well, essentially, it really doesn't matter if anyone agrees with you here. It doesn't stop you enjoying having the other person's arm coming out of your space. Why do you laugh?
Yeah, I think it's a funny game if you see it in this way.
It's what?
It's a funny game, you know. You can just play with yourself.
Yeah.
No one has to know.
Yeah, that's right. And you to speak with the other person, right? And they don't even know. You know, you're enjoying both voices in one consciousness. See? But of course, when you're in a group like this where people are here for this and understand and are willing to play, well, then different things happen from if they're not, you see. And, yeah. Let's just stand up in a circle. Now, do you mind just putting your arms around each other just to get some support? And if you don't want to, don't. But, and then just come in. Yeah. There you go. One space at the top, is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
All the voices come out of that one consciousness, would you agree?
Yes.
And all your thoughts and feelings coming out of that one consciousness too?
Yes.
And all your fears and trepidations and worries, yeah? Yes. Yeah. Glad you mentioned that. And it is irrepressibly creative. It is thinking, feeling, sounds, colour, shapes, sensations. Just never stops. Agreed?
Yeah.
So you could say your nature is just incredibly, unbelievably creative. Understood?
Yes.
Have you any idea how it does it?
What was the question?
Have you any idea how your creativity functions? No. But are you glad that it does?
Yes.
Okay, let's sit down. We potentially have got quite a few things to do this morning, but presumably we won't do them all. But this is kind of a fun, well, no, more than a fun one. So it's just absurdly, ridiculously simple, this, that sometimes it takes people years to go, right, I get that one. You know, because it's just so absurd in a way. But if you, the standard range is at arm's length, and you measure between two heads, so you put the 0 on one head, and you look along, and I can see that the next head is 4 inches, or if you're doing that, all right, you guys in centimeters, right, 11 centimeters, do you see? You measure, so at arm's length. And now let's take another head, but measure across, miss a head and do the third head along. And so that is about 18 centimeters. Is that roughly the same for you? All right. So you can measure between things. I mean, measure vertically between the top of the wall and, say, halfway down the window, something at that standard range, you see, arm's length. Mine's about 15 centimeters. So there you are. Now you're going to pick anything in the room and measure between that thing and you. So first I want you just to put the 0 on any object, but at arm's length again, see? And you can be aware where you're looking from. Now you want to just keep the 0 on that object and then swing slowly the ruler round towards you and watch it shrink. Watch the ruler shrink. And the digits get closer and closer. Just watch that. And it shrinks. It's very, you know, if you stop halfway now, and now go back to full, and notice how far across the view it is. Now as you swing it, say, halfway round, see how it shrinks. It gets shorter. Now come another quarter of the way around, and just look, it's now, you know, maybe half the length of it. And go a bit more, and now don't go all the way yet, and just now it's hardly anything across, and the digits have really gone close together. See, and then bring it almost all the way around to you. So you want to measure between anything there and you, and it's very short. Now bring it all the way around, and it's gone. There's a point. And there's nowhere to measure from. You can't place it on an object here. So I say, how far away is the world? 0.
I've never done it so slowly as I did it this time. And seeing the ditches, the distance between the ditches gets smaller and
Yes.
smaller. You can't even read them anymore.
Yes.
Just incredible.
Yes.
The whole thing springs. Yeah, my goodness.
Yeah.
And then no distance.
No distance. Everything is here. Everything is given here. Yeah. Any other comment? We could spend an hour on that, but we're not going to. We've got other things.
Lovely.
You like that?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
That there's no distance.
And what is nice about that? You think, off the top
yeah,
of your head?
Then, everything is inside me again. Yeah.
There you go.
It's inside me.
Everything is inside me.
It's right here.
Pardon?
Right here.
Right here. It's very friendly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very friendly.
Reflection project.
Another aspect, sometimes people say, well, everything is within me. Everything is mine. Right? It's inside. It's all yours. All yours. Now, to the furthest star. Yes?
For me it comes always as a shock. Because it's what you said, it's just, there's no distance, so I'm it.
Yes.
And
Yes. Another phrase is that you are replaced by the world. You're replaced. The world has just moved in, thank you very much. Oh, who invited you?
And the entirety of the world is pointing back at this space here. Like I could put the end of the ruler on anything.
Yes.
And it would lead back here.
Yes. Yes. Incredible. Beautiful. And, you know, a €1 ruler revealed.
Not even a triangle, eh?
Not even a triangle.
Triangle for the higher school. They have to.
Oh, okay, no.
Difficult.
Just this. Just this. Could you collect them back? Although they belong to you, they're mine.
But you belong to us too. Your property is ours now.
What I'm going to invite you to do, because that idea that everything is pointing back, and for me at least, one of the most powerful energies is people's gaze. And as you grow up, as we've spoken about it already, that as you grow up, the gaze of others teaches you that you're a thing, that they can see you, and you feel self-conscious. See? So the power of it. The baby, as a baby, you didn't have that. And we can explore, just at baby steps here, how to turn that around, or how to reframe that. You will always feel self-conscious, but this is where we are on a learning edge, cutting edge. Is it possible to begin baby steps, that when you see someone looking at you, that you can privately reframe it and, as it were, understand that from your point of view, they're looking into nothing. So I'd like you just to look across at someone. I don't think it even matters if they're looking at you. I mean, probably good baby steps if they're not looking at you. And just look at someone and their eyes, and they're not looking at you, but you get the feeling they're looking. You've grown up with that idea. You develop that feeling. But now be aware that wherever they're looking, even if they're looking off at someone else, your void is so big, they're looking off, you know, up at the top left-hand corner of it, so to speak. Does that make sense? See, so that their gaze, inasmuch as you feel it like a laser beam, is actually, as Karen was saying, pointing, directing your attention to where you're not, to this openness or this vastness. Now look at someone else. And again, even if they're looking across way to the left or the right, they're looking, because your void, your emptiness, your clarity is so wide. Does that make sense, that they're looking into it? And so, without resisting the power of their gaze, you're going with it. Now, see, baby steps, look at someone and see if you can get someone who's looking directly back. And if this brings up anxiety, normal, you see. So you just got to be kind to yourself and see if you can, baby steps, alongside that feeling of being seen as a thing, you're in this friendly group exploring the idea that they're looking into nothing from your point of view. And that they're doing you a favor, that they're kind of insisting, with the power of their gaze, insisting you relax into your emptiness. Does that make sense? Now look at someone else. See if you can catch their eye. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And be kind to yourself, just baby steps. If you feel the power of their gaze and your self-consciousness, that's normal. But now add into that or explore the idea that they are gazing into nothing, that they're serving you in a way, or that the intensity of the charge there is insisting you to yourself that you're aware of your emptiness. Does that make sense? Yeah. So what? You can just drop that for the moment. So one of the things I think that happens as you're growing up is that gaze. You learn about that gaze, and what the gaze is doing as you're growing up is feeding back to you, yourself, you know, it's raising this awareness of self-consciousness in you, this feeling, it grows. And the gaze is insistent, that the social gaze doesn't take time off, and normally. And the message is, we insist you are aware of yourself. Does that make sense? Yes? Yeah. All right. So it's very interesting, because it's not a negotiation. It's not an agreement. It's a demand. You understand? You can't say, I'd like you to stop that now. Now, I don't know the future here, but I think that the same mechanism can apply to the seeing. That you can say, well, say I'm looking at Karen, you see, and I can begin to reframe this, that you're, as well as giving me feedback about being Richard, if I almost like flick a switch, you're now insisting, life and death really, that your gaze is reminding me of my true nature. Does that make sense?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
So baby steps. you see, and we're so conditioned to have that anxiety or that self-conscious arising, see. But maybe that is the kind of launch pad, see. So just pick someone else now across the circle and see if you can catch their eye. It doesn't matter if you can't. And say to yourself something like, your gaze is falling into nothing here, or you're looking into vast open space. So just say something, do you understand? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that you are supporting yourself. You can't stop the power of the gaze, but you can neutralize it or welcome it by seeing that it doesn't actually thing you. So it might be words or it might not be, you know. So you could just, I'll show you, you could just turn to person one side. I'll just show, and very baby steps. See, I'm just going to actually verbalize it now, like you were doing. Well, you can try it first. You were going to do it.
Yeah.
What would you?
Now at this moment, yeah, you're looking through me, right through me, because there's no. You're looking right through me because where you're looking at, there's space. There's nothing here, and while there's nothing here, you are there, and there's no distance. You are right in me.
Now, the interesting thing is when you're saying it, I'm observing the same myself. So, if I say it, I think you might find that. So, I am finding that when I'm looking at your eyes, although I have this feeling of self-consciousness, I can also see that you're looking, like you said, through me, into this vast open space where I am, and you're, I'm enjoying it. Well, surprise, surprise, right? Now, when I'm saying that, does that
it makes me enjoy too.
Yeah. So turn to, let's see, 1, 2. Just turn to your person on the side, and each have a go. If in that kind of exercise you feel self-conscious, anxious, welcome to the club. All right? It would be a surprise if you did not, because you've had every day of your life being educated in that way. And to begin to move forwards into something that is bigger than that is baby steps. And we are learning as we go along. And if you find yourself moving back and forward, into that self-consciousness and then out into that freedom and then back, it is totally understandable and normal, and probably will be so for the rest of our lives. But we are accessing now this other world in a way, and exploring it with friends. But you can explore it baby steps with people outside this group. See, it's not dependent on the other person. I can't tell which way up the room is now. Am I looking down or up or across?
Are you flying or are you standing?
I know. It's a bit like, I think we had a conversation earlier, like, it's kind of, suddenly you realize that the whole thing, everything is floating in vast open space and there's nothing underneath you and nothing around you, and yet you can't fall, but it's all floating in consciousness. And the appropriate reply is, yeah, that's right. I thought you were going to tell me something unusual. Yeah, and the whole thing is just coming out of nowhere, moment by moment, and disappearing in without you knowing how or making any effort. I know, yeah.
Just ordinary.
What?
It's just ordinary.
Ordinary. All right, so this is a classic experiment, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. All right, so it's brilliant. This evolved. All these evolved, you know. It evolved first, I think, from this. See, and then, so I'll show you how it evolved, probably, as I remember it. If you just rest the card and hold your hands out, we say, well, there's a gap between your hands, and you move it back as if you're moving the gap back between your hands, so it gets wider and wider, and you keep going, and when you put it right on, now you've put the gap on. Do you see? I mean, it's just an idea. You're going to take that gap, that space, and kind of put it on. So that was one idea. And, another one was this, with horse blinkers or horse blinders, like horse, and you'll notice that between the hands of other people is a face, tiny hands, tiny face, but your hands, like your arms, are huge. Go from the ceiling floor, they're giant hands. And between your hands is not your face but the world. You understand? Mm-hmm. Yes? Yes. Yes? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so that was another one. And then you've got a weird old mirror in it, because we did the mirror as we did the first day, I think, looking down and seeing your faces there and following back. Because one aspect of the experiments is they are a bridge between there and here. And so when if you hold the mirror and there it is, a weird old face, down in your arm, at the end of your arm, in your hand, your arm acts as a bridge from there to here, and you travel with your attention up your arm and notice whether there's a similar thing at the near end, a face at the near end, and there isn't. But that is that movement, that journey from there to here. And so you relax. So one of the things about movement is that movement attracts attention. So if you have heard me say this before, some of you, that if you're in the jungle and you're being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex, this is a tip. This is a tip, just in case. Yeah, Jurassic Park, you know. Don't move. Don't move. Just stay really still, like a rabbit in the headlights, because it won't see you. But as soon as you go, wow, it sees the movement. So movement attracts attention, and deep in our psyche, we understand that, because deep in our psyche, we were back in the forest, you see, and you understood that, because your life depended on it. So movement attracts attention. So some of these experiments involve movement from there to here to attract your attention from there to here. Very simple, really. So this is the card experiment, and you look at the card, and you've got this X-shaped oval hole. In fact, in the beginning, the hole had two ear shapes on it. Mm-hmm. You see, it doesn't now. I just had these made without that. But anyway, there you've got the hole. Now, for the Buddhists among us, you've got void is form and form is void. That's you understand? That is quite a normal idea, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So the space there represents the void, emptiness, your true nature, the eternal beauty, and it's nothing, empty. That is the metaphor. It's a representation out there at arm's length of the idea. And for fun, you can put your hand through it to see it is actually nothing. It's empty. Yeah, it's like a magician saying, "I'm just going to show you that there's nothing there." You see? You see? All right. And there is another aspect of this. So it's empty. It has no features, no eyes, no mouth, no color, no shape, no age. That emptiness is just empty. But because it's empty, it is full. Void is form. So if you hold it up, you can fit anything in it. See? Fit anything in it. And it doesn't matter what it is. So this emptiness, your true nature, is unconditionally open. It has no preferences. So it will it doesn't say yes to somebody and no to the window. It just says yes, yes, yes. Unconditional yes. All right, so those are some aspects. It's empty, it's full, and it's unconditionally open. Has no preferences, but it's there. And your true nature, which is a representation there, is here. And you want to move your attention from there to here. So you start at arm's length, and you can see part of the room is inside that unconditionally open space. Now slowly move it. Take your time, like the ruler. Just move it slowly towards you. You want to go real slow. You're not even halfway yet. Because you just want to get that journey, that ride towards you, and watch it grow bigger, but it's never blocks anything. It's always open. And keep it moving so your attention is there. You're moving with the card back towards here, to the place you're looking out of. Because you want to see if that unconditional openness fits at the center. And you keep moving. So just do it for yourself. Just take the ride. And it goes closer. And there's a point where the top and bottom disappear. And you could pause there for a moment. And it's vast. I mean, the sides of the card are a bit taller than the room. And then just keep going. This is a special place, the place you're looking out of, the place you're living from. And you're bringing your attention there to see if it's unconditionally open, receptive, empty and full. And you stop just before it disappears. So you just got it kind of shimmering on the edge there of the room, the void, emptiness, see? And then I want you, before you put it all the way in, I want you just to prepare, as it were, and just see if there's any change in your feeling. There might not be when the final move comes. And now just keep going and all the way put on that space, put on that unconditional openness, like putting on a mask, except it's the opposite. And now I say I am that unconditional openness. It's no longer a metaphor out there at arm's length. It's a reality here at zero. I am it, I can see it. It's absolutely clear, empty, 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 and full at the same time. Paradox. And not just of what I see, but feel and think and hear and all of that. And this emptiness is just unconditionally open. It does not have preferences. So, how simple is that? How simple is that? Wonderfully simple, wonderfully direct, fast track, easy, not dependent on how you feel, not dependent on anything, I say. So now, in a moment, you're going to take it off. Just watch, like the storehouse, the card come out of nothing. And it doesn't have to be a wow, it's just an observation. And you see what you do feel, if anything. So just looking at being that, before you do it, being that space, and see if taking the card off actually succeeds in taking the space away. You see. So bring it away. Now, did you succeed in taking the space off?
No.
No. Isn't that brilliant? I had the image, you know, when we were kids, we had these transfers like tattoos, and you put the thing on and then you peel it off and it's left. It's a bit like that. It's like you're going to like put it on, then you peel the card off and the space is left. It's rather good, isn't it? There's a song I like called Tattoo, and it's a love song, and you're like a tattoo on my heart, you know. But you know the relationship's ended, but you'll always be there, like a tattoo on my heart, and it's like a tattoo, isn't it? You've peeled off the card, you see, and you're stuck with this. I'll just take you through a guided headless meditation. Just start with your eyes open and be aware of your single eye. And let's do this gesture to remind us of the provisional view out and view in. I'm not sure there really is a view out and view in. They seem to go together. But anyway, provisionally, for the sake of communication, view out, view in. The view out is empty and still and boundless and all that. And the view out has got colours, shapes, including sounds, feelings, all of that. Okay, so just to articulate that, and I'm going to point out 3 things about the view, the visual view, and then we will go into non-visual and enjoy the ride. So first, observe somebody or something and just be aware of its boundary, its edge. You can draw a mental line around the window or a person or a foot, and all the way around that boundary are other things. It's within a larger context. It's surrounded by other things, inside the room or inside something. And compare that with the whole field of view. So, well, actually, just for fun, just notice where, first before we do that, notice wherever you're looking is at the center of the field of view. And look somewhere else, and now that becomes the center. And we say that the first person, your true nature, has certain powers that are not granted to third persons. So one of the powers is you can make anything the center of the world. So you look at somebody or a window, and it's immediately the center. And the way that I think about this is that your true nature is also known as king or queen or emperor or royalty, majesty, your true nature. It's unique. See. And if you've got a court, you're holding court with all your courtiers, with all your subjects, you see, and you want to honor one of them, in the court you bring them forward in front of you. You say, you at the back there, I want to come forward and stand right in front of me, and I'm going to bathe you in the royal gaze. Bathe you in the royal gaze. For that moment you are at the heart of my attention, the center of your world, my world, your world. See. So just pick someone's foot. You've brought it forward. Everything else is in the background. Get out of focus. And for this moment, you have this power to honor that. It's right at the center. See? And then you move your attention somewhere else. That object has gone back to the back of the crowd, and you brought someone else forward. This is one of your powers, is to honor with your royal gaze. Now go back to observing that whatever you're honouring has a boundary and is set against the background. And then bring your attention to the whole view. And although whatever you're looking at is in the centre, you can include the periphery, all the way to the periphery, which gets vaguer and vaguer, I suppose. And be aware of the difference between the edge of the thing you're looking at that's inside other things and this boundary. That words really are inadequate. Does it have an edge? Does the field of view have an edge? Does it fade into nothing? Perhaps it has no edge. And yet, somehow it's here. Here we go into metaphor because you cannot define it. So the whole view is floating in nothing. There's nothing around it. The object in the center has got things around it, things under it, things above it, the whole view. So if you find that my words are inadequate and don't quite, you'd rather say it somewhere else, good. All right, so you just relax and take what you get from whatever I say. I find the whole field of vision, the whole view, is boundless, is not inside anything, it's uncontained. Now the second thing, the three things. The first thing, things are contained, the whole view is not. Second, that you can compare one thing within the view, its size, with another thing. Bigger or smaller, I suppose, or same size. But you compare it. So just take two objects and just, say that's bigger than that. It's as simple as that. And then you take your attention to the whole field of view and ask yourself, how big is the field of view? And there is not a second one to compare it with, it's single. There isn't a second view on the right, or the left, or underneath. It's single. So I cannot say how big it is. I can't say how wide it is. Or I could say it's at this moment it's as wide as the room. But you might be travelling by train back, it'll be as wide as the train compartment. Or you look out the window, it's as wide as the landscape. Or you look up at night, it's as wide as the heavens. So, in different ways. It's single. There's nothing incomparable, nothing to compare it with. So, not inside anything, can't say how big it is. Third thing is, where is it? So you can say, well, that chair is a meter to the right of that other chair, and it's 2 meters below the ceiling. You see, it's relative. But when you look at the whole view, it's not to the left of something, or to the right, or underneath something. And as we found with the ruler, how far away is it? Well, there's nowhere to measure from. Anywhere you would measure from is within the view. Has no address, no postcode. So, not inside anything, can't say how big it is, can't say where it is. Now close your eyes. This is another power of the first person. You can make the room disappear. Open your eyes, you make the room reappear. So you can make anything the center of your world, and then now you can just demolish the room. There, close your eyes, just darkness now. You replaced it by this, it's not uniform darkness obviously, but keep your eyes closed now, and be aware of the darkness. And again, is it inside anything? And so you have to sort of go to the edge, if you can. And inadequate words, the darkness is floating in consciousness. There's nothing underneath it, nothing above it. I can't say how big it is because there isn't a second to compare it with. I can't say where it is, how far away it is. There's nothing to locate it relatively. Right. Now be aware of your body sensations. And you just apply the same simple ideas. So your body sensations, it's useful to be able to just to put aside your learned image of the shape and size and location. And you might consider imagining you're a baby and you've just been born and you haven't opened your eyes yet. And this, it could well have happened, right? Certainly you were a baby. Or in the womb even, in the womb. So you're in the womb. You've no idea about how big you are, or what shape you are, or how old you are, or a name. You're not even human, I would say. You're just, but you are. You are. So if you can bring some of that ancient memory in you, just to encourage you to attend to your body sensations now, putting aside what you know, as if you're in the womb. See? And ask yourself, am I inside anything now? Going by my body sensation. Just going by my experience of myself now. See? Did you go to your body sensations? Is that field of sensation, that cloud of sensation contained? In other words, are you contained, going by your sensation? Is there anything around you? Or aren't you floating in consciousness, held by consciousness? Without being able to say how big you are. There's nothing to compare your being with. Even if you go by your sensations, it's single field. Very freeing, very natural, and beautiful, I think. That's for you to observe what your response is. Where is this field of sensation, this cloud? Cloud is rather good because it gets away from the image of the body. It's amorphous, it's changing, floating. Even if you go to the sensation we call yourself sitting on the chair, there's a memory. That's a useful idea. But let's say you've just been born and you're put on a chair and haven't even opened your eyes yet. It's not a chair. It's not your body on the chair. Just a sensation floating. And you're totally safe. You're breathing. Part of that. And of course you can hear sounds going on. So to divide into darkness and sensations and sounds is artificial. It's all happening together. But just for the sake of communication, provisionally looking at different aspects, but they're all aspects of the same mystery, I say. And the sounds are changing, and for the sake of communication, it's a field of sound, and that's from the loud ones to the very quiet ones, the distant ones, you could say. The tinnitus, the things you say are inside or outside, doesn't matter. In fact, can you find a boundary between inside and outside? If you take, for example, the sounds. So the sound of Richard, you would say, is outside socially, and something like tinnitus or something like that would be inside. But I don't find a boundary. They're both happening in consciousness, in this silence. And the field of sound, if I can put it like that, does it have a clear boundary? Isn't it floating or happening or occurring in the silence? Very inadequate words for your experience. I believe your experience is basically the same as mine, but your way of describing it will be different. But one thing I like about sounds is that you can say the sounds, where do they come from? You can say, well, they come out the silence. Magic. Don't know how. And they go back in the silence without disturbing the silence. But this I find rather inspiring because it means that the silence is not dead, it's not unproductive. It just can't stop making sounds. It's bubbling over with sounds. whatever sounds. It's a creative, fertile, productive nature. Your nature is creative, always, effortless. And you could apply that then to the darkness. The darkness is coming out of this mystery. It isn't even dark. And the sensations are happening in or bubbling out of or whatever from this abyss, mystery. And you can include your thoughts and feelings. So think of a number. Where did that come from? Where did it go? Think of a tree. How do you do that? Magic. No mind comes up with mind. And I find that the reactions throughout the gathering do not affect my nature. They come from there. All your reactions, all your interactions, all your experiences, I say, coming out of this mystery that you are, that we are, where there are no divisions, no names, no nationalities, always here. And I've guided you through the different aspects. Eyes open, eyes closed, darkness, sensations. Just in general terms. How big are you? What are you? Who are you? Impossible to say. And for the next couple of minutes, no need to direct your attention to any particular aspect, but rather enjoy not directing your attention consciously. If you find you do, that's fine. Just be the space and notice whatever presents itself, like appearing in front of royalty. Yeah, something like that. Might be a thought, then a feeling, back to a sound, to a sensation, doesn't matter. Take a deeper breath. And recreate the room. Open your eyes. And be aware of the one space, the equivalent of the no-head circle without having to stand up. Just aware of the circle of bodies. in your headless space. Nothing you don't have to look anywhere in particular or think anything in particular. So there's a variation on this called the Sun of my soul. The sun is S-U-N. We were talking about it in the break. The sun in the sky with many rays of light coming out of the one sun. See? So this is an image for the one and the many. The one is the sun, the incredible sun that's always burning and giving energy and light, and so beautiful, and all of that, lighting up in every direction. So in this variation, so we can see there the one consciousness, that's the sun, image for, yet another image for your nature is the sun, which is single, and powerful, and productive, abundant, energizing, giving, lighting up the world. That's lighting up the world. All those images. And what we are going to do is, if you just drop your arms now, and I'll show you, so you just have to look at me. What you're going to do in a moment, I have to show you first, you're going to turn around so you're facing out, and you'll be shoulder to shoulder, but you'll have to watch. And then what you will do is you'll open your arms to embrace your view of the room. Now, I'll show you, because I'm smaller than because when we embrace, yours will go over. Let them overlap, do you see? Okay. And if I'm taller than the next person, mine will go over. But you want your, like a V, and let them overlap. And just to, we will do it fairly quickly. I'll go through it, and then I'll do it slowly, otherwise you'll get tired arms. But this is really just exploring your unique view out, which overlaps with the views of others that you hear about. But your view comes not from a person, but from the sun, the source. And when you look like the arms that were dancing, they come out the same source. So that is a way of thinking about many views out from one consciousness. So if you turn around now, as I say, I'll do it quickly and then I'll go through it slowly. Open your arms, and if just manage that. So just very quickly, so between your arms is your unique view of the room, and the only view you get. And your arms overlap with the other people. You do not see their view, but you hear about it, and you see the same bit of the room, and so on. But you see your arms, there's no body at the center. They come out of the source, the sun, the consciousness, and the other arms poke out of the same single eye, same space. All right, so drop your arms, and we'll just go through that a bit more slowly. So your view out, the field of view, but including all you think and feel and everything. This is your view, your experience, your life. And no one else experiences your life, only you. But when you talk to others, you hear about their views. That's where you overlap, because you can see perhaps the same bit of the wall, or you've experienced the gathering together, and you might live in the same town or country. So your experience overlaps with the people around you, but you do not directly experience it. It's hearsay, it's second hand, but you accept it. So you have your life that you experience, and you hear about the others. Empathy, see. Now also, you're aware that your life is flowing from this source. You're looking out of this consciousness, this sun. And when you talk to others, you find out that they tell you they are also looking out of the same sun. And there's no differentiating marks on that. So your view is unique, is your view, the one you experience. It overlaps with the others. But at the center we find one consciousness that looks out, so to speak, through many single eyes. Is the mystery of the one that is also many. Wonderful. So when you talk to others, you're finding out, you could say, what the view from the one consciousness is there. What that life flowing from that one consciousness is. All right.